Hello and welcome to this tutorial. In today's video, I will be demonstrating the most commonly used strategies for generating primary keys in JPA, namely identity and sequence. The JPA specification offers various methods to generate auto-incremented primary keys. By simply adding annotation to the entity identifier, you can achieve this. So, understanding how these annotations work is crucial. Let's take a look at this example. In this Spring Boot project, I have defined an entity called employee with the following ID. First, we create a repository interface to handle JPA functionality for the entity. After that, we define a service that will contain our method. The method creates and persists entities in a loop, and it is annotated with transactional annotation to assure that the entire work happens in one transaction. Following that, we will create a REST controller to enable calling the method directly from the browser. And to see the interaction with the database, we will set this parameter to true. So at this way, the statements sent to the database will be logged. For this demonstration, I am using a PostgreSQL database, but it could be any other database. So in our demo, the first test is done with this strategy, identity. So all you need to do is to add this annotation generated value to your ID and see what happens in the database. So we can run the application and observe the log. Application has been started, and as you see here, this is the only statement sent to the database is to create the table, and the type of the ID is big serial. So let's see in the database how this information is interpreted. So this is our database. Let's open the console there. So what we can check in Postgre is this view sequences. Why? Because column of this type, big serial, Postgre will generate sequence for that dedicated to this column. It means that this sequence is associated with our table. And not only that, we can check here. We can check the columns, this view in Postgre, and as you see, the default value is retrieved from the sequence. This is very important. I will show you later why. So if you perform this statement, you don't need to specify ID. It is automatically filled. So let's check. And as you see, the ID has been automatically retrieved from the sequence. This could have a negative impact, so I will show you later why. This entry point, let's test this method. So we are creating entities in a loop, and we save the entities in the database. So let's see in the logs what's happened. We can change here and call this method using this entry point defined in our REST controller. So we can run this and check here. So it will wait. See here, each time we persist an object, the query or the statement is sent to the database. Why Hibernate or the JPA provider is doing that? Because the JPA has no access to the mechanism how this ID is generated. So JPA has to send this query. A round trip takes place to get the ID. So this is not very efficient. So I can show you the difference when using another strategy. So we have seen here that each time you persist one object, synchronization with the database takes place. This means round trip to the database, and this is very expensive. Now we will change this by using sequence instead. Let's rerun and check the log. So we restarted the application using sequence instead of identity. And as you see now, so the JPA provider has created the sequence to fill or to provide the IDs. So the JPA is aware of the existence of this sequence. And this is the table, and you see now it is big int instead of big serial. And this is very important. Let's see what happens when we call this method again. Let's have a look at the log. And as you see here, only values from the sequence has been retrieved, and the insert will happen at the end. Look at it. You see? So there is only 3 round trip to the database instead of 1 round trip to persist one object. So all those objects are sent once in one action to the database. This is very important. You can check out my video on how to optimize the use of sequence, but for you should only know the difference between using sequence and identity. So when using identity, the JPA has no access to the way how the IDs are generated. So the JPA is obligated to make the round trip to the database for every entity. But this is not performant at all. This means that identity strategy does not support batch processing. So you need only to be aware of the difference. So there is some situation where using identity is better, but generally using sequence is much appropriate. So I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and bye.